paste. This paste is then kneaded firmly, so now it's finally crushed into tiny chocolate flakes. However, more refinement is needed. So, the chocolate flakes are passed between a set of 5 rollers that reduce the particle size until the chocolate leaves the refiner in the form of finely crushed dry powder. Of course, this is still not the chocolate we need, so it'll have to be reliquefied. Step 13. Conching. Now, the final step in producing liquid chocolate is a process known as conching. To put it simply, conching is a process in which a surface scraping mixer and agitator, known as a conch, evenly distributes cocoa butter within chocolate. It may also act as a polisher of the particles, so it's necessary to carry out this step carefully. So the first part is dry conching. This is done to warm the product with frictional heat, so liquefaction is promoted through the substance. After that, it's time to perform liquid conching to promote homogenization of the whole product. Another benefit of conching is the finishing touch it provides in aroma brewing. It also helps to reduce the volatile acidity and water content to less than 1%. At this stage, adding more cocoa butter is also customary to reduce the viscosity to the exact thickness the manufacturer needs. For example, if they're making chocolate chips, they'll only add a small amount of it. But if something like a thin chocolate coating, they might add more. So a delicate balance is maintained to ensure the final product is satisfactory. Now that we have the chocolate liquid, it's time to harden it. Step 14. Tempering. As the name implies, this stage involves setting the temperature of the chocolate liquid. The cocoa butter is crystallized into a stable shape during the temperature control cycle. It is then weighed and further poured into an appropriate mold. Once it's been molded, the chocolate is cooled and hardened to solidify it. Step 15. Making praline chocolates. Alright, so now that we have the chocolate, but what about coating, filling, and decorating it? After all, chocolate is all the more savory when it has yummy stuff like nuts and fillings. So next up, different pralines are added as fillings for bonbon chocolate. Water is mixed with sugar and then boiled to reduce the amount to make caramel. The next step is mixing dry fruits with chocolates. For example, the manufacturer can choose to add finely roasted almonds and hazelnuts to the product after the mixing process is completed. After that, the chocolate is cooled on a marble table where it is finely ground and refined to perfection. Chocolate fillings, such as ganache, are made by mixing chocolate with dairy products or fruits and then emulsifying them. But it's also essential to make the chocolate products eye-catching. So let's get to that now. Step 16. Coating and decoration. Of course, the chocolate must be further embellished to look even more scrumptious than it already does. So for this part, it'll be coated and decorated, in the case of bonbon chocolates. First, the filling is rolled over the chocolate layer, forming the undercoat of bonbon chocolate after it has cooled. Next, the undercoated filling will be covered with specific patterns to bring out the charm. Lastly, using different tools and materials, the bonbon is decorated with chocolate, so it looks incredibly tempting. And that's all for today's video. Click on one of the 2 videos on your screen right now.
Loompa, Loompa-dee-da. If you're not greedy, you will go far. You will live in happiness too. Like an Oompa Loompa, Loompa-dee-doo. Loompa-dee-doo.